Hi, we're on Military Handbook 88.1, Department of Defense Work Breakdown Structure, Chapter 2, Program Management Instructions. All right, 2-1, the program work breakdown structure attributed to the program work breakdown structure is intended to achieve the clear understanding of the statement of the technical objectives of the end item and the end product of the work is performed. In order to use the work breakdown structure as the framework for the technical objectives of the program, in addition, it is used the management of the tool for the cost and schedule control. The work breakdown structure must be product orientated, but the elements should be representable of identified work products, whether the equipment, data related services to product, because of any of the work breakdown structure, the product structure, and an organization structure, complete definition of the effort and encompasses with the work to be performed with all participation. Preparing program work breakdown structure. The program is responsible for maintaining the program work breakdown structure that developed through the system engineering management and planning process. The work breakdown structure may span from one or more other categories or elements defining the appendix in A through G, while these elements nearly provided the basis for the program of the contract work breakdown structure, the deviation may occur, but the unique requirement exists when these appendixes have not been addressed. In addition, each of the appendixes relates to the specific category of the defensive item. Any item of any appendix which is applicable to the program may be used as long as the integrity of the level of the placement is maintained. 2.2.1, developing a program work breakdown structure. Work breakdown structure developed in the early concept stages of the program and is developed through the iterative analysis of the program, objective, functional design, criteria, program scope, the technical performance requirements, proposed methods of performance, and including the acquisition system, drawing process, flow charts, and the other technical documentation included is important documentation to describe the Department of Defense plan to build, integrate, and field in support of the system throughout the life cycle until the move from the inventory. The cost analysis requirement or card. Cost analysis requirement document will be recorded document of the program plan. Ultimately, the program work breakdown structure is approved of the contract cost data reporting. Plan process. When in process level, the reporting elements from the appropriate request for proposal selection is determined. 2.2.2, selecting program work breakdown structure elements. The work breakdown structure provides the framework with specifying the technical objectives of the program, first defining the program in terms of the hierarchical related product-orientated elements, work processes related with their completion. Each of the elements of the work breakdown structure provides a logical summary point of the points for assessing the technical accomplishments, measuring the cost of the schedule performance accomplished and attaining with the specific technical objectives. 2.2.3, Chapter 2.2, Section 2.3. Determine the level of the program work breakdown structure. For each of the work breakdown structure, detailed technical operation objectives are defined with the specific work of the task and assigned with each of the contractor organizational elements, and assigned for the resource material process required for the attaining the objective linkage between the specific requirements of the work breakdown structure for the statement of work of the master. Detailed schedule provided with the specific insights for the relationship between cost, schedule, performance. The relationship all allows the item to track the same work of the project breakdown structure element. Therefore, the level of the program work breakdown structure should be related with the requirements conforming to the product-oriented family tree. When developing a program work breakdown structure for the effort of the system engineering through the life cycle to defining the description of the system of the related items each earlier in the concept of the exploration phase of the system engineering fields, aim for the trying to establish the user need for example, suppose that need has been established for a kill tank as the kill tank. The objectives clear and can be met for the numerous scenarios. The engineers perform trade-offs for each of the scenario. Preliminary system level function is defined in this case system will be the kill tank must be able to maneuver to get into position to detect the tank by some means to shoot. The work breakdown structure is not formed and the functional requirements but developed out of the product but considered to meet the requirements. Therefore, during the concept exploration phase, no formal work breakdown structure is defined. Concept exploration starts with the kill tank user needed level 0. Moving to detect and shoot system needed level 1. When the program definition risk reduction phase is initiated, the operation requirement documented is published, and this is one of the first documents will show the program is approved with approval of the system engineering efforts, which will focus on the system level, the performance requirements specific, proving critical technology process, developing level specification, configuration item, are assigned under the functional architecture, all meeting with the mission needed for the kill tank is the government laboratories and housing engineering support and accomplishing the work of the contractual statement of the work may be prepared for formal request of proper proposal release of engineering, manufacturing, development phase. Otherwise, they may already be accomplished by the end of the concept exploration phase to obtain the contract with support of the program definition, risk, and reduction phase. The work breakdown structure is better defined at this point. Before this release of the formal request of the proposal, the government identified the work breakdown structure for the program contracting efforts as the most of the approved contract, the cost data, the reporting plan. It also, at the time of the preliminary program work breakdown structure will be defined in level 3. The program definition risk reduction shall be described in the system in the items of the terms of the specification configuration items. Make use of the system. One of the system concepts is determined with the major subsystem configuration items can be identified lower level and functions defined at the lower level system elements can be defined. Again, these are not work breakdown structure elements since they do not refine the reflect the product. For example, the cost effectiveness trade-off process determine the file control system of an aircraft meet the mission needs. The fire control system is functionally able to detect and aim. Program definition risk reduction aircraft system, subsystem airframe, propulsion frame, fire control weapon, and then from there it goes into small subsystems of fire control detecting, aiming, and fire and track. Once a system of the concept is determined, the major subsystem and configuration items can be identified with the lower level and defined as the lower level system elements can be defined. The relationship of the function should be the previous example. Now that to be translated into the product will be meet the mission needs, the requirement of the result of the program work breakdown structure defined in level 3. The generic work breakdown structure defining the solution of the program in terms of the product. The figure shows the hierarchical relationship of the aircraft system with the fire control system and other elements. When program definition and risk reduction units are being developed and produced, the program work breakdown structure should be approved in submitting the contract and cost data reporting plan, and is currently required for the Department of Defense 5002R. The plan describes the program work breakdown structure being used and defined the appropriate government and activities plan for the cost of the cost data. Figure 2.3, the program work breakdown structure of the program definition and risk reduction in aircraft system level 1, and then 2 in the subsystem of the level 2 air vehicle training and the peculiar support equipment, and in level 3 fires at the receiver fire control communication equipment under training and services and peculiar support depot. During the engine manufacture development phase of the system engineering efforts to update the operational requirements of documentation defining the system configuration to its lowest level, defining detailed design activities ongoing. At the end of this phase, the total system definition complete. The government has approved the program work breakdown structure. Each of the contract work breakdown system becomes defined with the contractor studying with the contractor work breakdown structure to the level for the reflecting way of the business plan and manage the level work breakdown structure as directly linked in the detail with the configuration system. Note that now that the system has been defined, the relationship with the program work breakdown structure to the contractor work breakdown structure can be shown. The examples assume the government activities responsible for the FX aircraft system. As a result, the contractor must award the fire control system. The figure of the 2.4 depicts the relationship of the FX aircraft awarded as the contractor to prime the contractor only as they assume this is a prime subcontractor relationship, replacing the word with the program and contractor with prime and subcontractor, respectively, flowing down to the work breakdown structure requirement can be shown. In this case, the program work breakdown structure could be used both for the program and contractor work breakdown structure. The relationships are still the same. The difference is how they relate to the government activity. Figure 2.4 shows the aircrew training devices and the prime mission and the fire control subsystem work breakdown structure. During the production phase of the program, the system is produced with the defined throughout the previous phase. The production usually includes the actual fabrication, modification, purchase sub-combination thereof, and the hardware-software firm where the system engineering efforts are actively involved with the maintaining configuration for the system being produced. The work breakdown structure is defined with the level appropriate for the contracting management and maintenance. The major modifications occur with the same work breakdown structure can be used. If the changes are substantial, new work breakdown structure can be developed according with the same rules identified. 2.2.4, creating the work breakdown structure dictionary. As part of developing the program work breakdown structure, the program manager will also develop a work breakdown structure dictionary. The dictionary lists and defines the work breakdown structure elements, and although the initial prepared with the government program manager dictionary expanded with the contract with the contractor work breakdown structure is developed. The initial work breakdown structure dictionary shall be based on a generic definition in this handbook made by the program, specific to define the products of being acquired. The dictionary should be hierarchical logical relationship with the elements and describe each of the work breakdown structure of the movement, elements, and resources of the process required for the produce the link of the detailed technical definition documentation. The work breakdown structure dictionary should be routinely revised and incorporated, but the changes should reflect the current status of the program throughout the program life cycle. Chapter 2, Section 2.5, the avoiding pitfalls in constructing a work breakdown structure. Some work breakdown structures earlier clearly describe the program manager wants and acquire the logical structure tailored to the particular defense material. If it can tie to the statement of work, the commercial or the contract line item number, structure, system description, documentation, together with the required work breakdown structure, is product orientated, and if it is addressed that the products require not the functioning of the costs are associated with the product. Elements not included. The following paragraphs expanded the explanation of what elements are excluded from the work breakdown structure elements. Do not include elements which are non-products. Signal processor, for example, is early product such as mock-ups and the computer software configuration items. On the other hand, the things like design requirements analysis and test engineering, aluminum stock, direct costs, and are not products. Designing, engineering, testing, engineering requirements analysis, all engineering functional efforts. Aluminum is a material resource. Direct cost is accounting classification. Thus, none of these elements are appropriate for the work breakdown structure. Program phases, e.g., design, development, production types, the ON's research, development, and testing evaluation, inappropriate with the elements of the work breakdown structure. Rework, retesting, refurbishing are separate elements in a work breakdown structure. They should be treated as part of the appropriate work breakdown structure element affected. Non-recurring, recurring classifications are not work breakdown structure elements. The reporting requirements of the contracting cost data report will segregate each of the elements of requiring non-requiring parts. Cost-saving efforts such as total quality management initiatives and could cost warranty are not part of the work breakdown structure. The effort should be included with the cost of the item and they affect not the captured separate. Do not use structure of the program office of the contractor organization as the basis of work breakdown structure. Do not treat the cost of the meeting, the travel, computer support, etc. separate work breakdown structure elements. They are to be included with the work breakdown structure elements where they are associated. Usual actual system names, nomenclature, generic terms, and inappropriate work breakdown structure. The work breakdown structure should clearly indicate the character of the product. Avoid semantic confusion. For example, the level 1 system fire control and level 2 item prime mission product of the fire control radar. Treating tool and functional costs and not work breakdown structure element. Tooling, e.g. special tools, special testing equipment, factory support equipment, and likely the assembled tools and dies and jigs and fixtures and master forms and handling equipment. Should be included with the cost and equipment amount managed equipment being produced, and the total cannot be assigned with the identifying subsystem or component. It should be included with the cost of the integration and assembly, the test, of the checkout. Include the software cost and the cost of equipment. For example, when the software development faculty is created with the support of the development of the software efforts associated with the element and considered with the part of the computer software configuration item supports it more than the computer software configuration item is involved. The support software effort should be included in the integration, assembly, test, and check out the software to develop the residual for the specific equipment must be identified as subsystem of the equipment. Additional consideration, integration, assembly testing, checkout includes production acceptance testing, including the first article test of the research development and production units excluded. All system engineering, program management, and system testing and evaluation are associated with the overall system. The appendix is identified with the integration, assembly, testing, and checkout of the separately, except for the aircraft and the system. Appendix A for the aircraft system to be consistent with the historical data sets of the maintained with the airframe, integration, assembly, testing, the checkout of the sub-element, and included the airframe for the work breakdown structure element. The handbook does not identify the level 3 elements of the system engineering program management work breakdown structure element. This allows program manager contractor flexibility to identify the effort and the importance of the specific program, the definition given to provide the type of the system engineering of the program management effort, the system testing and evaluation always separately identify the tests and performed with the development of the system, i.e. developing, testing, evaluation, those tests performed by the operation user, and operational testing evaluation. 2-3 solicitation and proposal. The work breakdown structure for the solicitation structure for the selecting appropriate elements from the approved program work breakdown structure for the contract line item, the configuration items from the contractual statement, work with the task, the configuration specifications, configuration contractor responses will be expressed with the term of the work breakdown structure and enhance the effectiveness of satisfying the objectives of particular acquisition. The relationship with the contractor work breakdown structure elements of the statement of work and the contractor line items should be clearly traceable, where there should be not one-to-one relationship, nor is required. Specifications of drawings. Family specification drawings resulting from the progressive steps of system engineering will provide the base of the program work breakdown structure for the contractor work breakdown structure and its extensions. 232. Contractor management control system. Contractor work breakdown structure is the framework of the contractor management control system, which provides the auditable, traceable summaries of the internal generated for the performance of measurement of the procedure. 2-3 acquisition logistics. Acquisition logistic elements which should be accommodated but include accommodated as indicated by the upper levels of work breakdown structure area of the consideration, including the management reporting, peculiar support equipment, initial spares, and supporting data and training. 2-3-4 planning program budgeting system. The program work breakdown structure should be used whenever the necessary to divide the program element from the planning of the program budgeting system. 2-3-5 life cycle cost. Life cycle cost is the total cost of the research, development, investment, operation support, disposition, weapon support system, and the comments is as start conceptual as stage and ends with the retirement of demilitarization of the system. The work breakdown structure requirements established are associated solely with those elements research, development, and investment are applicable to all contracted efforts. 2-3-6 the following areas should be related with the elements program work breakdown structure of the work statement, the contractor work breakdown structure of the contractor line item, the configuration items, technical management reports, and government and furnished equipment. 2-3-7 the reporting. All reporting requirements for the program shall be consistent with the program work breakdown structure of the contracting statement of work. Contracting statement of the work. The work breakdown structure provides the framework defining the technical objectives of the program together with the contractual statement of the work. The work breakdown structure aids the establishing of the indenture tatting list of or specification tree definition, configuration items, planning, and support. The statement of work is a document which describes the clearly understandable terms which the products are to be delivered or what services are to be performed by the contractor. Preparation of the effective statement of work required through the understanding of the product and the services needed to satisfy the particular requirement. A statement of work expressed in explicit terms will facilitate the effective contractor evaluation of the contract award when the statement of work becomes the standard of the measuring the contractor performance using the standardized work breakdown structure as a template while constructing the statement of work. The system acquisition will help the streamline of the process. Use of the work breakdown structure will facilitate the logical arrangement of the statement of work provided with a convenient checklist to ensure that all necessary elements of the program are to be addressed and direct with the contractor to meet the specific contractor reporting needs. 241 the specification tree. The specification tree developing system engineering structure, the performance, the parameters for the system and the systems being developed in the subsystem and the component elements identified with the performance objectives of the system, elements of the performance, the characteristics explicit identified and the quantified, complete the data and listed represents the hierarchy performance requirements for each of the component element of the system in which the design responsibility is assigned with because the specification may not be written for each of the product on the work breakdown structure of the specification tree for the may not be matched with the work breakdown structure complete. 242 configuration management. Configuration management is the process of maintaining technical configuration of the items developed with the requirements specified in the track. Configuration items designated with work breakdown structure which may need to be extended beyond the third level to clearly define elements and subject to configuration management. The configuration management involves the defining of the baseline configuration for the configuration items, of the controlling the change of the baseline, the counting with all the prove change of the establishing and the requirement of the configuration management of the program. The program manager needs to designate the contract deliverables are subject to the configuration management controls. A contract deliverable designated with the configuration management is called the configuration item. For the software that is items, the item is a computer software configuration item or CSCI. 2.5 request for proposal. 2.5.1 preparing a preliminary contract work breakdown structure. The individual work breakdown structure elements for the program work breakdown structure that apply with the contractor will be selected by the Department of Defense program manager for inclusion in the draft request proposal. For this is the initial time for the open dialogue between the government and potential contractor. The initiative with ideas, alternative solutions can be collected for the inclusion of the final request for proposal, which include the contractor work breakdown, initial work breakdown structure, dictionary prepared with the program manager the request for proposal, the instruction for the potential contractor to extend the selected contract or work breakdown structure elements defined with the complete contractor scope. 5252, the request for proposal solicitation requirements. A previously stated contractor line items, configuration items, the contractor work breakdown status, statement task, the configuration specification, contracting response will be retaliable work breakdown structure to enhance the effectiveness, satisfy the objectives of particular acquisition, important to coordinate with the development of the work breakdown structure or the contracting cost data report plan with the developing statement of the work as to the form of the consistently documented structure which aggregated with the program work breakdown structures are extended with the contractor work breakdown structure will form a complete work breakdown structure of the program through the use of the acquisition cycle. 253, the extended contractor work breakdown structure. Contractors extended with the contractor work breakdown structure that include with the request for proposal, the submit with the complete with the contractor work breakdown structure with the proposal, but the proposal should be based on the work breakdown structure in the request for proposal, although the contractor may be suggest changes in the need for the essential requirements for the request for proposal to enhance the effectiveness of the contracting work breakdown structure as satisfying the program objectives of the contractors are expected to extend the contractor work breakdown structure to the appropriate level, the level that satisfies the critical visibility of the requirements does not overburden the management control system. Alright, 2.6, integrated cost, schedule, and technical performance management. Planning work of the work breakdown structure elements serve as the basis for the estimating, scheduling, resource, and requirements. The work breakdown structure assists in managing the cost of schedule, technical performance by breaking the total product into successfully smaller entities. Management can ensure the required products are identified to determine the cost, schedule, and performance of the goals, assigning performance of the budgets for the work segment, identifying the requirement responsibility units produced the time phase plan against the actual performance can be measured with the corrective action, be taken the deviations for the plan identified with the integrated approach from working plan, as also simplifies in identifying the potential costs of the schedule impacts the proposed technical changes. Page 10 initially left intentionally blank. Chapter 3, Contractor Guidance.